Okay, I told you guys that I don't believe in lies, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm coming on here, showing you exactly what I look like. It's Wednesday. It is 2 something in the afternoon. I'm in a funk. I had a good day yesterday, I had a good weekend, and then this stuff hits me. And it's like, bam, it stops me. It's called depression. Chronic depression. And I would be so happy if I could tell you it was because of the chronic back pain and all that, but it's not. It's been on me since my mother brought home that second husband, and probably even before that, because of course they told me as a child I was just way too sensitive. I cried every time somebody else got hurt, especially my little sister, and I worried all the time. I always worried. I've always been that what if girl my whole life. I think before, for the longest time, I covered it all up with drugs and alcohol from the time I could share beers with my mother's second husband, the monster, in the garage when I was in first grade. Those little Coors 6-ounce cans that they had in the 1970s where you pop the top, 2 pops. I had my own little 6-pack and he had the big 6-pack. I don't remember liking it, but I don't remember a lot, and thank God that he got me drunk most of the time to do what he did, because I don't want to remember all of it. The stuff I do remember is bad enough, but to remember all of it would probably kill me. I think that's why our brains do what they do. I forgot all about it till I was 24. And then something just hit me in a wave. I was getting into a fight with a boyfriend and stuff just started coming out my mouth. And I don't know if it's because he reminded me of what happened or he was yelling at me for doing something I always did, and why do I act that way, and why do I spin everything out into chaos. And it was always chaos. I feel really comfortable in chaos. I have always been a very, very good at finance, especially bill collection, because I was given the opportunity to take out all my frustrations on our clients that were 90 days late and worse. I was the best bill collector. They moved me from one store to the next so I could break their monthly finances. I actually did it in San Jose, California, in a office that had never broke. Every month they were always never. They were always always in the red. And I finally, are always in the black or red, I don't know. They were always behind. And the first month I was there, they said that I couldn't do it, and I did it the very first month. And the assistant manager kid that was there, that was in some of the classes that I took, because I was also an assistant manager, hated my guts for doing it. In fact, they said something to him about it. You have this college degree in finance, and this girl comes in and does it within 30 days. Well, how does that make you feel? And then he was a short man anyway, so he had the short man complex, Napoleon thing going for him, and God, he hated me with a bloody passion. But so did a lot of people, including the people that owed that company money. But I am not doing well, guys. I'm glad that I have this. I'm glad I can talk to this, and that there are some people that take note and watch it, and I don't know, maybe you'll say something that'll click for me. But I've been out of click most of my life. Had my daughter not come along, I would not be here. I wouldn't. I probably would have accidentally overdosed somewhere, or did it on purpose. I quit drinking a long time ago. Quit drugging on February 9th of 1999, which my last time I got high on cocaine, which was my drug of choice. I conceived my daughter on March 13th, 1991. On that night, her father asked me if I wanted to go out and get an 8-ball, and I said, no, we've gone through 30 days, we're doing good, let's not do that. So instead, we stayed home, we made love. I conceived her that night, and 2 days later, he accused me of walking around naked in front of my little brother and his best friend, and I wasn't. And it was over the phone, and I had just finally had enough of his bullshit. We'd gone through counseling and everything before we were even going to get married, while we were, just engaged. And I finally said on March 15th of 1991 that I'm so sick and tired of your bullshit. I'm so done with this. Just, it's over. And he already had another girlfriend. He always had another girlfriend. So he was totally fine with it. Plus he wanted to go back to doing drugs and couldn't do them with me. So off he went. And I didn't see him again until Kimberly was a week old. Yep. And when I told him in April that I was pregnant, he said, that baby could be anybody's because you're such a gutter slut whore. There was nobody else. It was just him. He was the gutter slut whore, not me. And you know what I told him? I wish she was somebody else's. I still wish she was somebody else's. But she's all mine. I went through the whole entire time, 9 months without him. Not a phone call, not a look-see, not nothing. It didn't bother me. It didn't bother me at all. In fact, I wasn't even going to put his name on the birth certificate, and the nurse told me that I would be doing something wrong to my daughter just because I didn't want to acknowledge him. I should have more compassion for her when she wanted to look to see who her father was, even if she'd never met him, that she should be given that choice. And I said, fine, but I don't want to put it in the paper. Yeah. He called and said, I hear graduation, or congrats, or, whatever. And I said, yay, what do you want? Is she really mine? Yeah, she's really yours. I think I said something about, but no, she belongs to me. And then he proceeded to make my life a living hell because, he could. He had her every summer when he started seeing her. When his wages were garnished, he said, well, I'm paying rent. I might as well see her. That's what he called child support, paying rent. And I didn't even take the maximum. For the longest time, I was getting $250 a month. And for many, many years, I wasn't getting anything. And I still allowed him to see her. Still. The stupidest thing is because of all the shit I went through as a kid, and I know this sounds stupid, but some people might get it, and whoever doesn't, I don't care, because it's just the way I feel. I have never, ever made love to a man or woman, except for the night that I conceived my daughter. It was a different, and I can still remember, it was a different experience. It was not because I liked the guy I was, doing the deed with, because by that time I was so tired of his bullshit that I really wasn't. But it just felt different. And a lot of people think that love is love, and when you're married, you make love to your wife, whatever. But I've always, and it's probably because of what happened to me, I've always looked at that act as sex. It's just sex. It's an animalistic act that we ourselves still do, and it means nothing. Except for the night that you conceive a child. For some reason, it feels like magic. It did. It felt magical. And I bet you if you did an aura photo at the time of conception, the woman is probably glowing in one of those peaceful, purples or blues or whites, because it's a gift. It's a gift from God. It so is. It's an astronomical number out there that you can conceive and actually carry the child to full term. My doctor once told me that 9 out of 10 pregnancies end before you even know you're pregnant. 9 out of 10. I don't know if that's still true or not, but if it is, that's scary. Really. Just think of all those poor babies. Maybe the soul bank's not ready. I don't know. Or maybe the child changed their mind. All I know is I'm glad that my daughter picked me to be her mother. Why she picked me to be her mother, I don't know. But she's my mini-me. I had her 11 days before my birthday. She was a wonderful birthday present, and I cherish her so, so much. It's always was just me and her until I met my husband when she was just slightly under 10. And it was her that decided that I should stay with him, because I quote her saying, "He makes me be responsible, and I need that in my life," at the age of 10. And I'm like, why can't you just be responsible and do what I tell you? It's just not the same, Mom. Okay, it's not the same. Anyways, I look awful, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm dealing with depression. I'm a chronic worrier. Depression is always on me. I've been diagnosed bipolar and dissociative identity disorder, PTSD, big time PTSD. You name it, I've run the gamut. Manic depressant, and I've tried all of them. Prozac, lithium, you name it. Lithium, oh my gosh. I don't know what's in that stuff, but they made me throw it out because it made me feel like I was on an acid trip. Everything was so bright, like every color stood out. And I was like, damn, if this is what real life looks like, I like it. No wonder I was depressed. I never got to see it like this. And then when I told my psychiatrist that it made me feel like I was on an acid trip, he said, "Oh, that's not the drug for you. Get rid of it. We got to give you something else." Maybe I should have kept my mouth shut, or it could have led badly. I've had a couple bad acid trips, so it could lead badly. It could lead very badly. So anyways, this is over those minutes, so let's see what they do with it. So like always, peace out. I love you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Give me a comment. Tell me, how do you get through these days?